Believe you can, and you are halfway there. Good morning, one and all present here. I welcome you all for the third day of the sixth induction program. So, today we have Mr. M. Rajmohan sir, who has completed his UG in Agriculture Engineering from TNAU and PG in Industrial Engineering from Anna University and PhD in Logistics and Supply Chain Engineering from Anna University. Sir has additional responsibilities which he completed as NSS Program Officer and NSS Coordinator, and Sir is currently serving as Director of Health Center at Anna University and currently is also serving as the Professor of Industrial Engineering. With hearty welcome, I, s- I welcome Sir for the first session of the third induction program. And now I request CFR Director to present a book as token of remembrance for Sir.
Very good morning to one and all present here. Say good morning. Okay. So, so before starting my session, I wholeheartedly thank Professor Kumaresan, Director Center for Research, Professor Saundranagi, Professor Gulam, Deputy Directors of Center for Research for this opportunity. I am not here to give certain things that I know. I want to learn as a co-explorer, co-researcher. I want to really understand from you what is your intention behind carrying out research, because intention matters. Right? So, with that intention, I expect all your contributions, okay, for this session. Okay. Thank you very much in advance. Basically, actually, nowadays we are orienting everything towards sustainability. So, when you consider research, research is what is research in your terms? What is your understanding about research? Research is something big. What is your view about research? Because we know, but we are not no, visualizing, we are not thinking, we are in the process of research. Day in, day out, we are engaged in the process, but we fail to recognize, okay? We will fail to understand this is what is research process is. So, research process, we used to say, trying to find a solution for a problem. Am I right? So, we want to look at two things, problem and solution. So, either problem must be new or solution must be new. Am I right? That is what we are trying to. And day in, day out, we are looking at we are coming across new problems. And through our understanding, through our experience, we are trying to maneuver that problem. Am I right or wrong? So, we are dealing with problem as well as solution on day-to-day life. But we are not orienting, we are not recognizing that we are engaged in that particular process. So, we do face new and new problems, am I right? And we, with our own ability, we are trying to solve it, or else we are getting in touch with the expert to get certain insights to overcome the problem. Am I right or wrong? Am I right? So, that when you do it in a systematically, we call it as, I think it is my understanding, it is research. So, now we are trying to orient this process through sustainability lens. That is the only difference. Okay. So, you know what is 5W1H? Okay. If you are each and everything as a researcher, we have to ask what is it, why I am doing, where I am doing, where the experiments are being carried out, how it has to be carried out, how the data are to be analyzed, am I right? So, which equipment we have to use, all these things if you know, and if you put it in sequential steps, systematic steps, then we will end up with the solution, am I right? So, research is not something new, research is when you visualize things in a different orientation, you will come with we will end up with a different solution. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? For the same problem, you will have different solutions. So when you are the explorer, you are the first person to identify that, then you will be referred as a contributors. Am I right? So who will be remembered in this universe for a long period of time or sustainably? Who will be remembered? Contributors or consumers? You want to be contributor or consumer? We are remembering Einstein, am I right? But you don't know who is he. But we are talking about Einstein, we are talking about Archimedes, we are talking about Newton. Who are all they? Who are all they? Contributors. Who are all they? Scientists. Who are all they? Human being like us. Am I right? They are also human being like us. Since they have contributed to this universe, they are all remembered forever. Generation to generation, definitely they won't. So they are living, am I right? They are living by their contributions. If we are trying to contribute to this universe, definitely the individual will also be remembered in this universe. So you just make a list of whatever things that you have consumed from this universe. Consumption list. Can you prepare the consumption list? Consumption list. You have consumed. We are consuming many, na? We are consuming light. We are consuming air. We are consuming water. Am I right? Morning you might have taken breakfast, tiffin, many ingredients you have consumed. Am I right? So for that fire is used, water is used. Many things we have consumed. So much of metals and minerals involved. We have consumed. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? You please make a list. Okay, it is going. Am I right? Just like that, it is going. On the right hand side, can you make a contribution list? What you have contributed back to the system, universe? That list has gone endlessly. Am I right? Infinite list. You have keep on started writing. Consumption list. You have kept on started writing. Contribution list. You are thinking. Am I right? We are thinking. Am I right? I'm asking us. It is a two-way process. Am I right? So it is not monologue. It is dialogue. Okay. So we are thinking. Am I right? Why we are thinking? Huh? We have not contributed to this universe positively. Negatively, we are contributing many. Am I right? So much of waste we are letting it out, and we are creating burden on this system. Am I right? So that is where people are rethinking how you can contribute. Now, if you think you want to be a contributor, you want to achieve the balance. Balancing is important, na? Am I right? If you are not achieving balance, inflow must be equal to outflow. When you are achieving the balance, everywhere balancing is the issue. If you are balancing things, then you will have a peaceful life. Am I right? So you have consumed a lot, but contributed nil. Am I right? So you are provided an opportunity to contribute back to the system. Okay? So that is why you are sitting here. So you are chosen by the system. It is not happening just like that. We think that it is happening just like that. Everything is happening for a reason. That is for good. We were chosen. You were chosen by the system, and you are asked to sit here. Okay? And you are asked to register for PhD to contribute sustainably, so that you will be also remembered forever in this universe. So think in that dimension. What I can contribute through this PhD. PhD is not just degree. Am I right? We think PhD is just the degree that we are in. It is a process heading to destination. Whatever destination you want, you will end up. It is a process heading to discovery. You can be discoverer, am I right? But you must have the process thinking. You need to have process. So when the process has good context and good content, the deliverables are automatic, and the unimaginable deliverables will be getting. That is output. Am I right? You know what is process. Am I right? Process has inputs. Process transform these inputs into value-added outputs. So we have to visualize in terms of system. So research also system, research also process. So you also input, guide or supervisor also input materials that you are using as input, journals, you are referring many things, am I right? You will be engaged in laboratory experiments, you will use different ingredients, all are inputs. And you are trying to use these inputs and transform these inputs to get a value added deliverables. If the context is good and the content is good, context means nokam. Tamil ellarukku theriyum. So context means the goal. The context, if it is good, and the content, the way in which you are doing, okay, is good, then output is automatic and unimaginable output we will be getting. That is what the great discoverers, inventors, we are all remembering, no, they have done. Their context is they kept it at higher level, and their content also good. So that is why whatever they have given to us become a contribution by them, and still it is operating us, right? Based on that only we are trying to work on, right? So we have to think research in terms of process, right? The process must have good context and good content. உன்னத நோக்கமும் உன்னத செயல்பாடும் இருக்கணும். So when the research has good context and good content, definitely within a definite time frame, the output is automatic. It will happen. So that is why we have to pitch our context at a higher level. We should not operate with a lower plane. When you are operating at a lower plane, obviously we will be end up with inferior outputs. When you are operating at a higher plane, that output we will be getting is ultimately, obviously, it will be recognized by the scientific community. Definitely, you will get Q and journal, you can get easily, you can apply patent, everything you can. Am I right? Because you are an individual, who has enormous power within. We are not recognizing the power that we are having within. Am I right? Do you have power or not? Power is not, we are mapping to certain different dimension. Am I right? I am asking your innate, what is your uniqueness? When somebody is asking your uniqueness, can you easily spell out your uniqueness? This is what my uniqueness is. That is your power. Are you working on upgrading that uniqueness? Are you aligning your context with the uniqueness? Or you are coming with methodology, the context with through your uniqueness, with the aid of uniqueness? That is where we are miserably failing. You have certain uniqueness, but you will have a different vision, and there is no seamless fit, seamless alignment. When there is a seamless alignment between your uniqueness and your context and content, obviously you will be the achiever. You will definitely will come up with great deliverables. So for that you must know what is your uniqueness is. As a researcher, do you know the uniqueness? You have to connect with all your uniqueness. In different sense, people used to call it as in strength. What is your strength? You must know your weakness, and then only you can find the opportunity, or you can convert your weakness into strength, and you can maneuver any challenges. All right? So those things are important in research. So research is a process heading to destination or discovery. Am I right? It is a process. We must have process thinking. What is research? Research. Research only. Nothing we are going to find. System is going to you as a medium. If you are interested, if you have good bent of mind, if your context and contact is good, definitely system will use you as a medium to uncover what is already available in this universe. Nobody has created something new. Everything is available. Even in this also many uncovered things are available. If you have the intention, definitely that will be, you will be used as a medium to uncover what is already available in this environment. Okay. Do you think Newton has discovered gravitational theory? He is a human being. Okay. So, many human beings like him already went to the same tree, they have slept, but he had a quest to ask why that fruit is falling down. He had a quest. I mean, he had a visualization. Am I right? So, because of that only he could able to find the gravitational theory, and we are making use of it. Am I right? Archimedes is also a human being. He went for taking bath, and he came with Eureka Eureka. So, he discovered flotation theory. He has created flotation theory, or gravity was created by Newton. Just thought process. You have to ask why, na? So, they are also human being like us, but they had a quest, their intention, their uniqueness, their context and content aligned together. So, with through that alignment, whatever they have visualized, it became a great contribution. Am I right? So, that is why I am telling it is research only. If you have that mint of mind, you are the person who can create. Okay. So, you have to search. Where you have to search? You have to search in the sea, database. Database is plenty. Nowadays, we have huge database. Am I right? You have to search in the database, research database. You have Scopus, you have EBSCO, PubMed, many databases are available, and you have to search in that huge database. Then when you search properly in all the databases, then automatically what you will see? You have to do the search through your senses. Am I right? So, here is a representation of senses. ஐம்புலன்களிலும் வச்சு தேடணும். So, for that you need to imbibe into the process. You have to enjoy the process. We should not have pressure of completion, pressure of publication. Pressure of publication means you will even get within a day also. But when the process is good, definitely everything you can achieve within short time. But we never enjoy that, we never orient, we never timeline things. That is why we are not able to. Right? So, so if you are really involved in the research problem, research process through all the senses, what you will see certain things, you will have a connect, you will try to connect. Oh, that is what happening. You can see that is that with your problem. So, you will be connecting the unconnected dot. Okay. So, that we have to do, and when you do that, okay, when you do research in the database with full involvement of all the senses, am I right? Then you will achieve arc. Am I right? What you will be getting the deliverables. So, that deliverables make you as a CH champion. You will achieve this lot. That is research. This is a process. You have to really look into. Why I am sitting like that, you have to ask. Then you may solve musculoskeletal problem. You may come up with a new ergonomic chair also. Who knows? But you have to ask. You must realize that I have this chair has this problem. I am here to work on that. You have to. So you can come up with a new ergonomic design, new chair with ergonomic aspects. Therein you will apply all your biomechanics, everything. You can do all stress strain analysis, everything. You can do CAD modeling, everything. You can come up with a new design. All right. So many things is many things will happen in that format only. Okay. So what we have to imbibe into the process with our full interest. So, interest only drives in. So, when you have interest, when you have involvement, so obviously you will have it will create the power within. With that energy, you can achieve everything. Always we will look at the left hand side aspects only. Am I right? We will be getting personal growth, career advancement, promotion, so increase earning potential, all these things. Am I right? I have told, no, so we must keep our goals context at a higher plane. So that higher plane is contribution to the society. Okay. So when your intention is not just taking a degree for your personal benefits, if you set your goals that you are used as a medium to contribute to the society, am I right? Your contributions, okay, your deliverables, it is going to solve the real time problems of society, okay, then whether you will be happy or not. Am I right? So lakh people or crore people, it is your contributions are useful. So like that, whatever the research delivered that you are getting is useful to the society. Am I right? Sustainably. So many people are getting benefited out of your contribution of your research. Then obviously you will be having joy within. Am I right? You will enjoy, no? Am I right? Okay. You want that moment or just a degree? When you are working on that, all the degrees also you will achieve, am I right? Degree you will be getting, publication you will be having, patent you will be having. So you will be having sense of satisfaction only. What do you want in your life? You want peace, am I right? You want health. Mana nimadiyam aarogyam thana venum. These two things only we are interested in. When you will be having peace? Your research is giving crores and crores, whether you will be happy? I am asking you. So you will be happy when your contributions are used by many. Am I right? Suppose you think you have created, you are also the contributor of vaccine for COVID, whether you will be happy or not. Right? So you will see the beneficiary in all the settings. Am I right? Then you will be happy. You will proudly will say that you are the contributor. Am I right? And system will recognize your contribution. You think in that dimension. You just pitch in at an airplane. Try to define your objective, your problem in such a way that that is going to resolve the problems of the society. So then you will become a contributor. You won't be the contributor. Just as somebody is writing what is your contribution, you will write it. Am I right? With proud, with peace, with complete sense of satisfaction, you will write. Am I right? That moment obviously will give you joy. Am I right? That is what peace. Why you are doing research? Why? How you have to do research? What is the main ingredient for the researcher? You have seen what part of it, am I right? Why part of it? Why this letter? Why like this? Who has to ask why in the research? In the research process, we have discussed so far what? Okay. What you have to find out, that we have discussed. So we have to find out solution which is useful to the society, so that all other smaller milestones are achieved. That is what we have discussed. So, why we have to do that? Because you have to provide value to the system, am I right? So who has to ask why? Individual, we have to ask. I have to ask why I am doing research, am I right? When I am asking individually why, okay, obviously I will lift the victory, am I right? V is for victory, am I right? Now you connect with letter Y. When as an individual, if I ask why, if I ask why, two letters are involved in this, am I right? In the letter Y, the bottom part I, upper part V, am I right? Am I right or wrong? So as an individual, we have to ask why, then we lift the V, victory, you lift it. This is why, you lift the cup, you will lift the trophy, system will recognize you. So what we have to do, consciously, confidently, okay, with curiosity, you have to ask why. So when you ask this why, okay, sensibly, systematically, okay, consciously, 5 times, why over why, you will end up with the root cause. You will identify, so what is the issue? Suppose if you are having cough, you have to ask why I am having cough. Okay. So again you will get the reason. Consciously you have to ask why over that reason. You will end up with other reason. Like that, if you systematically, sensibly, if you ask 5 times, sensibly, systematically, not for sake of doing, if you do, so after 5 whys, you will end up with root cause, nadir. It will take you to the nadir. Am I right? That is what scientifically people are telling, it is a root cause analysis, RCA. So why has that much significance? Okay. So you have to ask why I am doing this problem. Okay, so you will get answer. Why is it necessary? You have to ask. So you have to critically examine why over why, you have to ask. When you are asking for why first time, it will give you the fact. It will give you the answer. Am I right? And if you ask why over again, that answer, you will end up with alternatives. Am I right? So primary questioning, secondary questioning. When you ask why over purpose, it will give you the fact. And we ask why over the answer, then you will have a alternatives. So you have to ask why over purpose, you have to ask why over place, you have to ask why over place, you have to ask why over means. Like that, you have to keep on asking why, like that. So definitely you will end up with a great deliverables. Am I right? So that is called critical examination. Okay, root cause analysis. So you have to sensibly, you have to ask, you have to play with this 5W1H. Okay. So where is for place? How is for means? Who is for person? Am I right? Where is for place? What is for fact? Am I right? Why is for reason? You have to ask why over all this 5W1H. Am I right? So when you keep on systematically asking why over why, critical examination, root cause analysis, definitely it will take you to the root cause. Okay. So now why you are doing research? You have to change the mindset. Am I right? What part we have discussed? Why part we have discussed? How part? Why you are doing research? Consciously you tell. Why you are? Huh? Pardon? To find a job. Okay. Why you need a job? Am I right? To support ourselves. How you will support yourself? How you will get the food? So ultimately, we are focusing on this. Am I right? Our orientation should be on this. Okay, we have to shift our focus. Okay, to different orientation. So Kash. So not CSH, KSH. Am I right? K for knowledge, knowledge in what you are doing. A for attitude, you must have researcher, you must have an attitude. S for skills, research skills you must possess, and we must have good habits as a researcher. When you have this knowledge, skills, attitude and habit, definitely that the previous one that you are thinking, no, cash, this is sustainable. You will be getting plenty, unimaginably you will be getting, and you will have sense of satisfaction. But instead of working on this, we are working on that. Am I right? We have to work on different performance measures in research. That's what I am trying to emphasize here. Am I right? So when you work on cash, okay, if I complete research within time, I can get a job. You will get low rated only. But if you possess, if you enjoy the complete process of research, if you acquire good knowledge, good skills, and you have exhibited greater attribute, greater attitude, and you have enjoyed so good behavior, good habits, obviously you will getting the deliverables, which in turn you can correlate with the cash that you wanted. Am I right? So you will be getting these dimensions are very, very important. Am I right? Don't focus on immediate promotion. Am I right? Don't focus on so we are don't try to get publication through different means. Am I right? But if you possess all these things in the process, definitely you will become a great contributor. So you need not worry about Q and journals. Definitely, So there is, if your contribution is novel, if your contribution is unique, so journals, what they will do, they will try to publish your article well ahead of waiting list. Alright. Because they are also in the process of business, am I right? They want their work to be cited. And obviously, if your contribution is unique, and if you are you are the one you have explored in the dimension, definitely there may be 1,000 articles in the queue, waiting, so already accepted, waiting for publication. But so your work will be bypassed, and your work will get the lead, and it will be published quick. That is how you can get the edge. So we have to possess this cash. Right? And you have to think 360 degree. Am I right? So if you do it with joy, you want that you are straining yourself. Am I right? So if it is within, you are doing things with joy, then you won't feel it is fatigue. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? A song which is of your favorite, you will sing on your own or not? The music that you are interested in, you will hear it or not? You won't have the sense of stress and strain there. Am I right? So you will be enjoying. Am I right? So if you do things with complete josh in 360 degree, definitely, so we'll exhibit cash. You will acquire knowledge. You will have skills. You will exhibit attitude and habits. Okay. Now what is COT 360 degree? COT 360 degree, you have to connect the unconnected dots. Am I right? I am connecting math to content here. Now what we are discussing. COT 360 degree, how much? Infinity. Am I right? But change it. Not COT 360. Clarity of thought 360 degree, then you will be infinite. Am I right? Your thoughts, your thinking process might change. Am I right? You have to orient your thinking process 360 degree. Okay, 360, you just visualize, okay, I'm sitting here, if this back, the seat back is like this, cushion is like this, oh, legs are like this, you are enjoying knuckle pain, am I right? You just imbibe, say, you feel it, 360 definitely you will get it now. That is what I am doing. COT 360 degree, clarity of thought, not COT. Sin 360 degree, how much? Sin 360 degree. 0. You just change it. How you will spell sin? Instead of recognizing all these things, you are blaming. Am I right? Seat is not good, back is not good, the neighbor is not good, I don't have proper light. If you are cursing, you are creating sin, then obviously you will end up with a big 0. So if you have visioning, 360 degree clarity of thought, so you will contribute, you will go to the infinite stage. Can you see the God? Can you see the God? It is infinite, no? You will go to that stage because you possess great clarity of thought. Am I right? So please have great clarity of thought. Definitely it will take you to infinity. Again, this process it is a process of thinking. Am I right? Research is thinking process. Okay. It is a process means continuous. ING is there, no? If there is ING, continuous thing. It is continuous activity. Just thinking. What is thinking? I highlighted first 4 letters with pink. Why? Thin, small only. Small is always beautiful. All small things only will create fear and it will contribute also. Am I right? This system is made up of cells. Am I right? Cell is small or big? Small. It is creating wonders. Am I right? Atom is small or big? Small. Electron, we are sensing light now, we are getting light. Electrons are very tiny. Am I right? flow of electrons only electricity. Small things create wonders, am I right? So your thought, even if it is small, if the context and content is great, that small small item, what you are thinking, it will contribute, am I right? As and when you think small, if you feel that it is innate and you are contributing, you just ink it, am I right? Think small, then oh my god, ink it. Think small, then ink it, write it, am I right? So in the process of thinking, think small, then ink it, don't let it evaporate, ink it. Then automatically what will happen? When you ink it, it will make you as king, am I right? King is not male gender here, it represents the human being, am I right? You will become the apex. It is a process, am I right? So think judiciously, think with great context and content, and ink it, am I right? Write down it, and then definitely that will take you, that process will take you to the apex state. That is a process, am I right? So I've already told, no? So we have to have, we have to develop the process. You can develop process in the process of research, am I right? When you do it, don't just read, am I right? Read, then do some research, am I right, on that, and decode what it is for you. We are always, we think I am doing it for this. You decode it for you, then deploy, okay? Then you won't forget anything, and deliverables are definite, am I right? So do some little bit of reading with a even small things. We have to do it with a critical examination, am I right? So what is, why is, how is. See, if you make it as a process, by seeing it, you will have this process will pop up, and it will fetch the content what you want, am I right? So read, do some research, critical examining process, questioning it, decode it, and deploy it, implement it. That's why I kept it as an R2D2 process, am I right? Read, research, decode, deploy. Okay. So when we deploying, whenever you are reading an article also, you have to read it, and we have to do some other research on the cross reference we have to do, no? So they might have cited other articles, we have to do the research, and we have to try to implement as it is what they have done it. You have to decode and implement. Then if you are getting the same answer what they got, then you are in the right track, because you understood the complete process, you know where to tweak, am I right? Just when you are preparing, you just see, when you are preparing sambar, you had certain ingredients in appropriate sequence with appropriate quantity, am I right? With appropriate process parameters, temperature, okay, everything. If everything is in appropriate sequence, you will end up with some definite ingredient. If you understood that logic, what you will do? You will go beyond, na? You will try to add certain additional ingredient, you will try to add certain things extra, you will reduce certain things extra, so that you will have a different variant of what is actual, am I right? That is research. You are also, we are doing cooking also research only, okay? Everything is research. Sometimes that's why eureka you may get at any point in time. When you are imbibed into the process, in the process of traveling also, you will, certain things will strike, and some new logic will emerge, and you can come up with a new algorithm for solving complex combinatorial optimization problem, am I right? So many things are happening like that only, am I right? So in computational in computing, advanced computing, people are trying to mimic biological system. That is where swarm computing has evolved. Swarm computing is mimicking the biological system. You just see, I am possessing this skin tone, is it my problem? It is an inherited property of my generation, am I right? Best survival of the fittest concept, Darwin theory, am I right? So over a generation, the best gene survives, and that translated into the skin tone, am I right? So biology people may know what is crossover reproduction, crossover mutation, am I right? So that process they are mimicking, they came up with a genetic algorithm, am I right? So that is swarm computing. So the reproduction process, someone has decoded, and they are trying to solve complex combinatorial optimization. Now we are telling this, when your child is asked to tell what is this color, what you are expecting your child to tell? This chair color, seat cover, huh? Maroon, red, am I right? Basic colors, red. So what actually you are trying to do? In the kindergarten, you will give input as well as output. If you see this color, you say it is red. This color, green. You are giving input as well as output, and the neurons are trained. And you are taking child to market, so you will say banana, what color you will ask. If the child is telling green, you will be happy, you will be appreciating, am I right? If child is telling slightly different color, then you will just give some pattern, no, this is what you are retraining, am I right? That is neural network, am I right? Neurons are trained with an input and output. That is what so far artificial neural network theory, simple concept only. That is decoded into logic, and that logic is used for solving bigger problems. Now if you go to granules only, why color, ingredient of the fruit, then you go deep into granularity, then deep learning algorithm will come. So that's all. So what I am trying to say is everything is simple, am I right? We have to have that orientation. As a researcher, we need to have that orientation, okay? And we have to view through this various dimension, then we will try to identify the uniqueness, and if you put it in appropriate framework, that will become algorithm, that will become framework, that will become logic, many things, am I right? So many things. Some people seen how birds are flocking, am I right? Birds, you see the swarm will go, and if you kept food among the bird, only one bird will come and take the food, am I right? So between them, they do communication, they will have local optimization to achieve the global solution. That is swarm computing. People are seeing how the forage behavior of ants, the ants. So from nest to food, so it will go in a line, and it will take shortest path only, am I right? So somebody looked at that and come up with ant colony optimization. So mechanical, annealing process, am I right? Heat treatment process. When a red hot condition, when it is cooled into slow cooling, it will end up with a polycrystalline state. Fast cooling is a crystalline state. Slow cooling leads to crystalline state. Fast cooling, drastic cooling will end up with the polycrystalline state, am I right? So that process, one Kirkpatrick, he has seen, and he has visualized, and he has brought in simulated annealing algorithm. It is being used for solving complex combinatorial optimization problem. What I am trying to see, we have to visualize in that orientation. Definitely it is possible by us also to come up with a new theory, new philosophy, new algorithm, am I right? New concept. Definitely possible. That is what I am trying to do. Okay. So as a researcher, you have to work on two things. One is problem and solution. So two things only people will expect, whether problem is unique or solution is unique, am I right? Solution methodology. So if your problem is unique, even if you can use old methodology, materialism methods or logic algorithm to solve it, then people will recognize, because problem is new, no? You are the first of its kind to explore and give a lead to that problem. Definitely system will recognize you. Or else, like I have told, no, many algorithms, genetic algorithms, simulated ending, ant colony, swarm computing, am I right? So even Firefly, no, Firefly is there. Firefly algorithm also available. Shuffled frog leaping algorithm also available, am I right? So people are trying to see, and they are trying to come up with a new. I have told, no, so simulated annealing, Kirkpatrick, am I right? So he has contributed, he has visualized the annealing process and mimic and identify the logic, for solving optimization problem is recognized. All right. So like that, so you have to visualize, and when you try to get the deliverables, these metrics you must get. All right. Your research must be valid and research must be reliable, and you must follow rigorous methodology. Am I right? And so the results whatever we are getting must be reproducible. All right. That is what I am telling now. Base paper you have to read and you have to get the ingredients researched and decode it, deploy, and if you are getting same answer what the author has obtained, you are in the right track, because you have enjoyed the you know the complete steps involved in the process, then you know where you can tweak, where to do the enhancement. Am I right? That is why people used to good researcher, they used to read the base paper and they asked guides, no, they asked to decode it as it is. They ask you to implement as it is, so that when you during the process you will understand the completeness 360-degree. Then you know, like I have told, no, the example of sambar, you know where to change, where to adjust, where to tune the parameters, all the things you know. Okay. So the research deliverables must be precise and accurate, and you have to tell your result objectively, and you have to communicate, and you must contribute to the existing scientific body of knowledge. If you are contributing, so people will ask nowadays, people ask now when you are doing, just you take this all the attributes and you have to give an answer. Nowadays people are not asking, write your abstract in a page, okay, in a paragraph, one paragraph, two paragraph. They are objectively they are asking, what is your objective, what is the deliverables, what is scientific body of knowledge. All right. So what is the scope for future things? All these things in a bulleted statement only they are asking. Because whenever we do, we have to so work on that. No, you just have certain habit of writing SLR, systematic literature review. So in your research, so you must have one paper on systematic literature review. Okay. So by doing that, what are the advantage? Means when you're doing SLR, systematic literature review, so you will, there is different framework that are available. Okay, sometimes people used to call it as a meta-analysis also. So depending upon the research that you are doing. So when you do SLR, there are softwares also available that will give you, themes, word cloud, all those things are available. So when you do it, so you will come across what are the research that were done on the particular theme, and also you will come up with a thematic area. Okay, you can group it and you come with some themes, and that themes also may be used to identify the research gaps and to define your objectives for your work. And you will have command over things, and whenever you do, you will obviously will be getting recognition. When you are going and attending certain interview and conference, people ask, I am the contributor of this article, definitely people, and obviously we are working on metrics only, citations will improve also, citation count also. So you just try to have the habit of writing one SLR in your research. All right. So that will definitely will help you. This is the, and nowadays people are working on metrics. Am I right? So nowadays people are asking, what is your TRL, technology readiness level? So you will be asked to tell what is your TRL, in which level you are contributing to the research or to contributing to the society. Okay. So like say just your work confines to a research laboratory, this is lower dimension, or just to the simulated world, it is a middle dimension. If it is contributing to the real world, then your TRL will be higher. Okay. So the knowledge transfer has to happen you have to contribute to the society. So when you are at TRL 9, that means you will have your problem which is of social importance, you will have the solution which is resolving the societal problem, and definitely you will be pitching at, you will be sticking on you will be at a higher level, TRL. So technology readiness level, that also you have to work on. So which level you want to contribute? If you are, if you, this at level 1 basic principle observed, if you collate also some degree you may getting, but it may not be useful. Am I right? So what level you want to so contribute, that you have to set. Am I right? You just think that you are contributing to, oh my God, you are contributing to the apex. Am I right? To your, so nowadays, no, probably CFR also may come with in future the format when you are submitting synopsis, they may ask you to write what is the TRL level in which your research is addressing. That also may have. Okay, many things are happening. No, that's why I'm telling. So you just work on at an higher plane so that commercial deployment of your ideas is very easy. Am I right? Patenting is easy. Everything. So who has to do this? Already we have discussed. Who has to ask? Who has to do this? You have to do all this process. Am I right? So you have to. You are as a researcher. So in the researching process, we have to committed and we have to do. Who is he? Who is this? Huh? Who is in the picture? We don't know, but we use Sir Isaac Newton. Am I right? Pardon? Einstein. Okay. Archimedes. We don't know the origin, that's why I have this one. Sir C. Raman. Am I right? Okay. Pardon? Pardon, sir? You please visualize your picture there. Somebody has to project, somebody is projecting your picture in the forum like this, then you will be happy or not. Am I right? So it is waiting for you. So you can contribute and your picture can appear in that. It is not, you just think it, am I right? Visualize, because visualization makes sense, am I right? So many times we are not visualizing, am I right? We want somebody, we have to have that pride, okay? So we should, we are unique, no? You are unique. What is unique? Unique. Uni in the queue, am I right? You are unique. So you are having innate potential. With that potential, you can do wonders. Okay, with that contribution, definitely your picture can appear here. You have to visualize that. Definitely possible. Am I right? So they had vision and also mission. Am I right? Goal, subjective, all these things. So everything they were connected through their uniqueness. So that's why I'm telling you have to find the alignment with your uniqueness. When you are trying to do with your uniqueness, suppose if you are a dancer, dancing will be difficult for you. You are singer, singing will be difficult for you. If you are a singer, you are asked to do dancing, then you will feel fatigue. Am I right? That is where we are selecting a research topic, we are selecting a research problem also in that interestingly you will try to do and you will do. So that has to come from within. If it is come from within, you can create between differences very easily. Okay, everything has to start from within. When it is start from within, definitely you will enjoy the show. If you are doing it for your mom, if you are doing it for your father or husband, wife, or my sons and daughters ask me to register for it, then nothing will happen. So whatever you do, it is for your own. Am I right? So you enjoy that. It is your thing, no? So who is the main stakeholder in your life? Who is having main stake in your life? Who is the owner of your life? Yourself only, na? So you need to have patience towards that. Am I right? So patiently you do, definitely your picture will appear here. Okay. So we have discussed about what is the magic, small thing only. Don't think why this color bag of color is like this. Can it be like this? If you think, then that. And also this universe will give you signal for all of us to contribute. But we won't recognize in right sense. We'll just discard it. We'll just neglect it. Am I right? Universe also made you people to get assembled here for some reason. But we will be, we'll focus on other dimensions. Am I right? So what I am trying to say is there is a purpose. Everything is happening for a purpose that is good. And with that vision, with that orientation, if you visualize, and you will connect the unconnected dots. You don't know, your friend may be working in the laboratory, so that laboratory facility you may be looking for. By discussion, by communicating, by networking only, you will try to identify. That may happen here also. You may be searching for many years, or searching for your friends also. But here they may give some lead, some clue. It may happen. But we have to have that sense. System is creating an opportunity for all of us and giving us lots and lots of signal, and we fail to recognize this is what is happening. But all those people we have seen, no? These people will, when there is a signal, they will receive it and they will capture it and they will create philosophy. And that capturing part only we are missing. All right? So please think it that sense. Now, what is sustainability? What is sustainability? Now we have to orient all these things through sustainability lens. What do you mean by sustainability? What is your understanding on sustainability? Existing for a long time, am I right? We are using this resource, okay, this seat. We are enjoying. Our generation also enjoy, no? Suppose if you are, when you are attending, you are tearing and you are writing names, and you are with knife or blade, if you are tearing it, then what will happen? This won't be useful, am I right? So we are exhausting the resource, okay, for ourselves only, not for the generation. If you are leaving the resources sustainably, you have to enjoy. We have to enjoy, and also our generation has to enjoy the needs through the resources. Definitely, are we thinking in the dimension? When we are using water, okay, are we thinking judiciously that I have to get great bath, I have to get good drinking water, and also my third generation also must get good quality water? Are we thinking? Whenever we are garbage, waste, whenever we are generating, when we are letting it out, are we thinking in that terms? When you think in that sense, that is called sustainability thinking. I have to enjoy, and also my generation has to enjoy sustainably. Am I right? So that is sustainability. Ability to sustain the resources for ourselves as well as for future needs, future generation needs. Am I right? So we need to have the resources sustainable for our generation, but we are not. Am I right? So many problems are happening because of this issue only. We are taking away, many quarries are there, many hills are being depleted, okay. So unnecessary constructions are happening, unnecessary cutting down of trees are there. So obviously we are suffering, na? Am I right? Think so. So that is what we have to. Now, so in sustainability we are working on 3 dimension, okay. Everywhere nowadays this word sustainability has entered in, am I right? You go to chemistry, sustainable chemistry or green chemistry, people are talking about. You go to manufacturing, sustainable manufacturing, green manufacturing, people are talking about that, am I right? Supply chain, green supply chain, sustainable supply chain. So the concept is like this. Earlier we were working on only the economic dimension, am I right? Whatever we do, we want to maximize the economic merits. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? So even when we are, so our research should be sustainable research. So it should not be only aiding in improvement of salary, am I right? Promotion. It has to contribute to environment and also to society. Your outcome is achieving, your outcome is satisfying economic indicators, environment indicators and social indicators, or economic merits, environmental merits and social merits, then your research will be referred as a sustainable research. That is what sustainable. Okay. So all three pillars, so all the three dimension must be satisfied. Now, okay. Now, why actually we are working on this sustainable now? So, things are changing. Change is inevitable. Matram ondre maaradhu. Am I right? So, the UN they have understood the importance of societal metrics and the environmental metrics, and they have changed the focus. Every now and then they will try to change the focus. They will have earlier they have Millennium Development Goals. Now they have came up with sustainable development goals. So in that they have classified in 2012 Rio de Janeiro conference, sustainability conference, they have come up with this resolution, and from that earlier they had Millennium Development Goals up to 2015. Okay, so now in 2015 SDG were introduced. It is they have created agenda to 2030. Okay, they have developed 17 SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Why it is important here is, whatever research that we do, it must orient towards any one of these 17 SDGs. Even in the introduction part of your article, you must correlate. Okay, this is work is associated with somewhere you have to connect your work. So in that way you have to do that. So these are all the 17 SDGs. Okay, so you can go through. In world is running around, everything is running towards sustainability now. Am I right? So your research focus should be on any one of this, any one or multiple SDGs. In future also people may ask you to identify what are all the SDGs covered in your research. They may ask technology readiness level, I have told, no? TRL and SDG also they may ask. So nowadays you, I will try to explain. Journals, they come up with the sustainability mapping aspect. Okay, they are trying to map the sustainability contribution of the individual, department, institutes, country, like that. They are trying to map. So that is each and every aspect. If you want to unique, say I supply chain I worked. So initially when we have worked, the problem, vehicle routing problem, we have worked on maximizing the profit, maximize the economical advantage. Now what I have to do, I have to find out the shortest distance for the delivery, so that diesel consumption will be very less. Okay, so vehicle delivery I am talking about. So I have to find out the shortest distance for the vehicle to deliver the goods. Thereby the fuel consumption will be less and economic advantage will be there. Earlier it was the scenario. Nowadays, so we have to focus on green. If you are focusing on green, environmental aspects also I have to work on. If I focus on shortest route, I may have community which is living in the dense in particular location. If I go that, it may pollute them. So instead of going shortest route, I have to go the roundabout longest route, so to deliver the goods, so that this community is not getting polluted. So I have to compromise on, I have to get advantage on economic merits, fuel efficiency, as well as emission reduction, carbon footprint reduction. Am I right? So I have to find out an alternative strategy. Same problem, but with a green lens, that is environmental lens. Now what? Now if you work on the same problem with the shortest route, economic, the fuel advantage, fuel efficiency, and carbon footprint reduction, and also it has to cause minimum accidents to the people. So social advantage also will be there, no? So so the driver who is driving the vehicle must have the route which is comfortable. So to avoid the musculoskeletal problem. Am I right? They will be the truck drivers. They will go for long ride. No, if they go for long ride, they will have backache. So how I can contribute to them, or how I can minimize the accidents? If I am trying to come up with the route which is having fuel advantage, environmental advantage, carbon footprint reduction, and also minimum accidents, maximum satisfaction to the driver operating, that route is referred as a sustainable route. Same problem with different lanes. Okay. Why I am telling this? We have to orient same problem. We have to look at in different lanes. So that is what is research. So what is this? What is this? Okay. Yes. So this is, now I will tell. This is pen. Am I right? Okay. That is one dimension. I didn't bring pointer. I can use this as a pointer. So it will use as pointing aid. Am I right? Sometimes I can use it as a ruler. Am I right? It is used for making marks, lines. Am I right? Sometimes there is a fan, papers, in order to, so I can use it as a clip. I can use it as a paperweight. Am I right? And black in color. Am I right? Sometimes if I want to make a hole, I can use it as a piercing device. Am I right? So what I am trying to say is, for the same product, article, it has multiple usage when you look at different lanes. Did you get the point what I am trying to deliver? So same problem, when you look at with different orientation, different angle, different 360-degree view, clarity of thought, if you change, if you see with a different orientation, you will try to find new dimension of the same existing problem. Okay, that is where we are failing. Always we will go with the future scope of work given by other researcher. If you are working on future, it is my understanding. If you work on future scope delivered by, or in the conclusion they will say this is what deliverable, so this problem can be extended like this, we will do know. So when you do that, we are at risk, because if we know the problem already, you might have taken efforts. If you are curious in research, you might have taken efforts to solve the problem, resolve the problem. Am I right? So that is what we should not do. We have to work on. You have to get the complete knowledge and work on the uniqueness. You have to identify on your own. You create a matrix. So you identify attributes and author's contribution. You can have the matrix. So not all the authors will attend all the attributes. Am I right? So you can create a matrix. So you can identify then, and you can focus on your work, concentrating all the attributes. That can be great research. Am I right? Simple spreadsheet model, spreadsheets will help you do that. Am I right? So please work on in that. So in that sense, so you try to define and focus your work in such a way that your work is addressing minimum one SDG. There is a connectivity between multiple SDGs also, and you go to UN website, and there you can find so the complete aspects of the SDGs. What are the different metrics they are looking at? Am I right? This is the site. You can go and you can look. Now, when you go for LCware, I have told the sustainability mapping. So they have SciWall. The SciWall SciWall is doing multiple benchmarking. One such benchmarking is Sustainable Development Goal benchmark, SDG benchmarking. Okay. So basically, this will enhance your research strategy. And it has multiple purpose. It will provide you the expertise collaboration, where the research funding is available, where you can conduct research. It will provide you the data sets for your research. Many aids or partnership where overall the other researchers, they are available in the particular area. All those information you can get it. But since I am focusing on sustainability, I will try to concentrate on such mapping. It will provide you the benchmarking, collaboration, trends, all these things you will. It is the one previously. Now it will help in getting your impact, where you can engage, what is your research strategy, okay. So overall the experts available, all these things you can get it in. So I have told, no, so SDG research mapping also it does. Okay. So what actually we will try to do, so we when we are when we are contributing towards this, so you have to take keywords in such a way, each and every SDG has certain keywords, right? Because based on thematic area, based on the metrics they are trying to achieve with each and SDG, the keywords are, you have to use those keywords, you have to identify your research objective in that angle, okay. Then automatically it will be mapped to any one of this SDGs. Now you just look at, suppose if you are individual or institute, okay. So depending upon the contribution by your institute or individual, so it can create a map like this, okay, image like this. Now you can see this is for one particular university. They are concentrating more on this third one, okay, good health and well-being. So their contribution, they are contributing, you know, their focus, because each and every institute and each and every even researcher has certain uniqueness, am I right? Their so this institute contributing more towards SDG 3, good health and well-being. So like this, chart for Singapore Management University, they are contributing to poverty, number one SDG, first SDG, right? So their work, the research work contributing towards resolving the poverty, alleviation of poverty. Now, this is a field weighted citation impact with respect to individual, you know, categories SDG. What is the impact they are trying to do? This kind of analysis it will provide you. Okay. So the future is in whose hand? Future research is in whose hand? It is in your hands, am I right? You are the future researchers, no? Hearty welcome to researchers. I put first slide, no? You are all the researchers. We please don't underestimate your uniqueness, and also don't overestimate. Be the optimistic, am I right? So you can derive, you can contribute lots and lots to this research community, research forum. So definitely you are provided with that capability, but we are not recognizing that we are possessing that innate, am I right? What is the biggest sin? What is the biggest sin in this universe? Pardon? Leaving nothing. Unawareness is the biggest sin. Ariyamai perungutram. Okay. So please aware that you possess your innate skills, talents, everything. You possess it. You are the supreme. You are uncomparable entity. You have enormous power within. Am I right? So you have all the 360-degree cosh. You are knowledgeable. You have skills. You have attitudes. You have habit. But we just the ignorance, no ignorance. We just ignore, right? Like that, just like that we leave it, no? That is the problem, am I right? So you definitely you can create wonders, okay? So you try to work on, you try to align your work towards SDGs, am I right? So embrace things that are happening. You try to concentrate on sustainability initiatives. It has to start from us, am I right? In the thought process, in thinking process level, it has to. If you are working on polythene, you have to see what kind of polyester is destroying the earth, am I right? You can come up with a new alternative for polythene, am I right? So for that you should not use, am I right? You have to start educating others in our family, with our friends, in our local, it's not to use, am I right? So the small initiative towards sustainability thinking will help in okay, saving the earth. We have to embrace because it is one world, na? So there is no planet B. There is only one planet. You just think. We are enjoying, no? We have enjoyed everything. Let us say we are in the back end of our life, 100th year. So we are about to leave. Am I right? Obviously, we'll have our generation. If the generation is struggling to get drinking potable water, okay, so they have a very hot sun that is irritating them. Whether you'll be happy, whether we'll be leaving this earth with peace. Just I am asking you. We won't be at peace. Am I right? Already we are in the verge of completion. So when we are at peace, when we are not having peace, definitely life is miserable. Am I right? Life is agony. So whether we need to have that, whether we need to face this in our life, just I am asking. You think, you visualize, you have to visualize, because you have to foresee, forecasting, then you have to backcast. You need to visualize. Now you are entered into a research journey after 2 years, after 3 years, after 1 year. What is your milestone? That you have to set your timelines. Without defined timelines, if you work on, then you may not be getting, no? So you need to set. So that's why what you need to forecast where you will be in 2050. Now you are at 2025. Am I right? 2050, where you will be? Where you will be? Can you visualize? Can you say, can just 1 minute, you just close your eyes. Can you visualize where you will be in 2050? Now you are sitting at this, now at this moment you are sitting here. At 2050, where you will be? Nobody is doing. Why? You are doing for you. I have asked you to do it for you, not for others. Am I right? Because visualization matters. Ennam pol vaazhu. So visualization will give you value. We are not visualizing. When it is told by somebody, we think that it is for others. It is not for us. When you visualize, you just pictorize and try to speak with that figure, and day in day out try to modify and try to have a dialogue with that figure. Definitely at 2050, what the picture that you have visualized now, you will be at 2050. I am telling from my positive as well as my negative experience. It has happened. It is happening also. Okay. So that is why I am telling. Okay, that you have to have the visioning. So that is what I have told. Vision. Then you backcast. You forecast your vision. You backcast, and you try to, now you are sitting, you try to identify your baseline, where I have to start, and work on your priorities. Am I right? Create certain solution, design and prioritize it. What are the objectives? What is the solution? You prioritize it. Then you communicate. Then obviously you will be achieving your vision. Am I right? So you have to have vision. You have to forecast. So we have to have awareness on our, you have to do SWOT analysis. You have to aware on your uniqueness. What is SWOT analysis? Strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Now threats are change, challenges. Am I right? SWOT analysis you have to do. We must know, am I right, where I can contribute much more. What is my weakness? What are the aspects that I can do to convert my weakness into strength? Then you won't have any threats. Am I right? You will manage everything. So that is what. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Okay. And love your job. Have some, do with certain innate affection. You love your research. Definitely you will be, when you reverse it love, what will happen? You will evolve. Am I right? You will evolve. When you love the work, you will evolve as a unique person in this cosmos. So I expect each and everyone as a contributor, and you have to give the session for your generation, and at the time, the slots, no? So I have given one slot. Am I right? In that slot, your picture must appear. I expect that. I wish you all the best. Okay. My sincerest prayers for each and everyone for your peace and health. Thanks a lot for your patience hearing. Thank you. Once again, I thank Professor Kumaresan and Deputy Directors Professor Soundaranayak and Professor Gulam for this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. No. Any doubts? Any queries? Any queries? No queries? But
Sir, it is more of an indirect question.
yes, please.
Uh, I need to give some background. So we all know that we have a shoelace. At the end of shoelace, we have one end cap. So it helps that shoelace being free of. If we don't have that end cap, the lace will get thread go off. Similarly, we have something in our chromosome. So it's called telomeres. One person found that, so she got a Nobel Prize for that, Elizabeth Blackburn. So once she found that, researchers start researching what it can benefit for humans. So that telomeres is basically tells our cells when to stop divide.
When to stop?
Divide. So basically, if you are getting, if you are the cells stop dividing means we get aged. Cells got no divide, so no further divide, it will be stopped. So again, the researchers start to study on the telomeres. So what happened? They found an interesting thing that people who are living in a lower socioeconomic status is having shortened telomeres, shortened length. So the people start to live from their childhood, they grow up in lower social economic status, means they are being poor. So that telomeres become shorter. So automatically it helps aging. So they get means அவங்க வந்து சீக்கிரமாக வயசாகிடுறாங்க. ஸோ வயசாகிறது அப்படின்னா they get lot of வயசாகிறதுனால ஏற்படக்கூடிய இன்ஃப்ளமேஷன். ஸோ இப்போ நமக்கு ஜுரம் வந்துச்சுன்னா நேராக போயிட்டு டாக்டரை பார்க்குறோன்னா அவங்க வந்து சிபிசி எடுங்க, 3 நாளுக்கு மேலே ஜுரம் இதாச்சுன்னா சிபிசி எடுங்க, சி ரியாக்டிவ் ப்ரோட்டீன் எடுங்க, இதோட லெவல்ஸ் என்னங்கிறத பார்த்து சொல்லுங்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நமக்கு ஒரு டெஸ்ட் கொடுப்பாங்க. ஸோ அதே போல் அந்த லோயர் சோசியோ எக்கனாமிக் ஸ்டேட்டஸில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பீப்புள்ஸோட சி ரியாக்டிவ் ப்ரோட்டீன் வந்துட்டு லெவல்ஸ் வந்து ஹையாக இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ரிசர்ச்சர்ஸ் ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ இது வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா இந்த லோயர் சோசியோ எக்கனாமிக் ஸ்டேட்டஸுங்கிறது ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு இதை கொடுக்குது. அதாவது இந்த குரோமோசோம்லேருந்து ஜீன்லேருந்து எல்லா வகையிலையுமே ஒரு முக்கியமான இதை கொடுக்குது. அதே நேரத்தில் மூளையோட ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் பார்ட்டாக இருக்கக்கூடிய ப்ரீஃப்ரண்டல் கோர்டெக்ஸ் வந்துட்டு அது வந்து என்ன பண்ணுதுன்னா, ப்ரீஃப்ரண்டல் கோர்டெக்ஸ் பேசிக்காக வந்துட்டு எதை டூயிங் ரைட் திங்ஸ் வென் இட் இஸ் த ஹார்டஸ்ட் திங் டு டூ. ஸோ எனக்கு ஒருத்தர் கொலை பண்ணணும்னு தோணுது, பட் கொலை பண்ணால் எனக்கு வந்து தண்டனை கிடைக்குங்கிற விஷயம் வந்து எனக்கு ரியலைஸ் ஆனால் தான் நான் அந்த கொலையை பண்ண மாட்டேன். ஸோ அப்போது என்னை வந்து அந்த ப்ரீஃப்ரண்டல் கார்டெக்ஸை அதை வந்து டிசைட் பண்ண வைக்கிது. ஸோ பேஸ்ட் ஆன் என்விரான்மெண்டல் இதை வச்சு எனக்கு வந்து டிசைட் பண்ண வைக்கிது. ஸோ இந்த சோஷியோ எக்கனாமிக் ஸ்டேட்டஸ் வந்து அதையும் டிசைட் பண்ணுது. அதாவது என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, அந்த பீப்புளுக்கு அந்த ப்ரீஃப்ரண்டல் கார்டெக்ஸோட அந்த டிசைடிங் அத்தாரிட்டி இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதை வந்து எடுத்துருது. ஸோ ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக என்ன ஆகுது அப்படின்னா, அவங்களால அதை சரியாக பண்ண முடியறதில்ல. டூயிங் ரைட் திங்கிறத அவங்க எதுங்கிறத டிஃபைன் பண்ண முடியலை. ஸோ அதனால் அவங்க ராங் திங்ஸையும் செய்கிறாங்க. லைக் சொசைட்டியில் நிறைய வன்முறை, சைல்டு அபியூஸ் நடக்குது, வன்முறை நடக்குது, எல்லாமே நடக்குது. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் பேசிக்காக என்னென்னா ஒரு புவர் சோசியோ எக்கனாமிக் ஸ்டேட்டஸ் இருக்கிறதுனால, புவர் இதாக இருக்கிறதுனால. ஸோ என்னென்னா, இந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்கள் வந்து வெஸ்டர்ன் கண்ட்ரீஸில் ஆல்ரெடி நிறைய ஸ்டடி பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. பட் ஈஸ்டர்ன் கண்ட்ரீஸ், ஏன்னா வெஸ்டர்ன் கண்ட்ரீஸ் மோர் ஆஃப் இண்டிவிஜுவல் சொசைட்டி, பட் இதே ஈஸ்டர்ன் கண்ட்ரீஸ் பார்த்திங்கன்னா ஒரு கலெக்டிவ் மைண்ட் செட்டிங் இருக்கும். ஸோ இதில் வந்து அந்த ரிசர்ச்சஸ் வந்துட்டு ஒரு வெரி பேசிக் லெவலில் தான் இருக்குது. ஈவன் இன்ஃபேக்ட் வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மியான இதுதான் இருக்குது. ஸோ இதை நான் பண்ணணும், இந்த ரிசர்ச்சை நான் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பட் த ப்ராப்ளம் என்னென்னா, நான் ஒரு எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர், எனக்கு இதை பற்றின பேசிக் கோர்ஸ் நான் எதுவுமே பண்ணது கிடையாது. வாட் ஆர் த ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் இன் ஃப்ரண்ட் ஆஃப் மீ டு டூ திஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ரிசர்ச்?
level of understanding I will tell. Research is not domain specific. Research is universe. Okay. Research is interdisciplinary, not interdisciplinary. Research is transdisciplinary in nature. Okay. So can you tell Einstein equation?
A is equal to mc square. mc square.
MC, what is
Energy, mass,
what is C?
speed of light,
Speed of the
light.
light squared. Am I right? Energy is equal to mass times speed of the light squared. When you closely understand the context that I repeatedly have told, am I right? Everything is a process. Everything is a process. You have to visualize. Now, if your process, if a research process has good context and content, am I right? Context is one C, content is another C. Am I right? Another C. Then system is using you as a medium to uncover what is already available. Am I right? You are the mass. Am I right? If that mass has good context and content, energy will be created or not? Excellence will be there. Am I right? So in that we can decode Einstein equation. Am I right? So what you have to do, your interest is appreciable and it is great. Am I right? You just decode certain things. You connect the unconnected dots like Einstein equation. So excellence is equal to mass. The mass is individual. If this mass has certain good context and content, obviously I will create energy. I will reach excellence. Am I right? Sirappu nilai I will achieve. But for that, in my life, I must have good context and content. Am I right? Seriyana nokamo, unnada nokamo, unnada செயல்பாடு இருந்துச்சுனா, definitely system will take me to excellence through the energy. Am I right? Whatever energy. So like that, you can, there are many laws that we have studied. That is what we are failing in the most of the context. Many laws, many theorems, am I right? Many philosophies we have studied. Have you ever visualized that is being utilized on daily basis in your routine life? We have studied modes of heat transfer, am I right? Definitely mechanical engineers in heat and mass transfer, chemical engineers, they might have studied in unit operations, modes of heat transfer, am I right? Have you ever experienced those modes of heat transfer? You just go to your kitchen, see everything is happening on that 3 modes only, am I right? So in the kettle, when you are eating, heat, the filament kettle is getting heated by conduction, am I right? So the water is getting temperature through convection, and when you are going near, you are sensing the heat through radiation, am I right? It is there, but we are not recognizing. We are unaware of things. Kitchen is a very big, great complex industry, but we want to get internship. We want to work in corporate level thing only. Small is always beautiful. You work on. What I am trying to say, my suggestion is, definitely there is a high scope, but connect the unconnected dots. There are theories. You were talked about growth, thalamus, okay, stoppage. You can predict where what is the natural process it is happening. You can mimic and you can predict when this will get stopped. Am I right? So to maximize, because obviously it is talks about peace. Am I right? Stress and strain. Then you can connect Hooke's law also. Yield point is there, na? That is stopping is a yield point. Am I right? After that, it is not fatigue. So within that zone, it is flexible. Am I right? So how, what kind of the socio-economic activities they has to be engaged, they has to be trained. First of all, awareness you have to create. Am I right? So there is a group culture. It is not individual activity, group activity. It is a group decision making process. Society surroundings decides most of the things. Am I right? So now how we can create awareness to the society? What are the activities individual has to be trained to engage in, so that this maturity period we can prolong it. Am I right? So you can extend the period of the saturation, like that we can work on. So you can work on, because basically, so Ohm's law, what is Ohm's law? Okay. So you just the flow, even you just know, so there is a flow and resistance, am I right? Either you have to maximize the flow of electron, or you have to minimize the resistance, then electron will flow, am I right? So you maximize the awareness. minimize the lac resistance, obviously the thalamus can be extended. So what I am trying to say, you have studied Fleming's right hand law, left hand law, am I right? So you have studied the serial system, parallel system, star delta conversion, all these things. So you have seen DC, AC, all these things. You just see how these things having analogy, mapping, connections. Then through that you can also come up with a workable theory. Okay. So definitely people will appreciate. Nowhere now research is discipline specific now. You have to cut across the discipline. So you have that interest. If your innate says that you can, definitely you are the person who will provide the best solution. So you cannot give the optimum solution for my the problem which is defined by me. Am I right? என் கற்பனைக்கு உங்களால் வண்ணம் திட்ட முடியுமா? உங்களுக்கு ஒன்று தோணுது இல்லை? Without reason it is not happening. Am I right? You have sense that you try to visualize and try to see the connection. Definitely you can connect the unconnected dots. You can come up with a novel theory that has connection between electrical engineering and that one. Am I right? Definitely possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. But
Thank you, sir.
for which first you should identify the supervisor, right? Proper supervisor. I think I don't see any supervisor available in electrical department to do research in your aspect.